Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I cannot see my screen. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. See, this is what happens when you stupidly purchase an iPhone 6S. Realistically, it's an iPhone 6S, but in the body of an iPhone 5. Oh my lord. This is great. I'm curious what I see on my end, so let me... Sorry that you can't see me, guys. At least on my end, I can't see myself. So, I guess... Now I know that you can't go live. Or you can go live, but you can't see your face. Can't see, there's no visuals. Or maybe there is, but for some reason I can't see myself in real time. I don't know here. Let me go on my channel. I can't even click on... Yeah, it's just black. It's black. I can't see myself in real time. It's black, wow. Well, I guess this will just be like a podcast. I mean, my live streams lately have been kind of in podcast form, but yeah, I guess now I know. If any of y'all either have the iPhone 6S or an iPhone SE Generation 1, you cannot go live while showing your face. You can only go live and there's just a black screen. But the audio does work though, so that's kind of cool. But I don't understand why this wouldn't work. This is quite stupid. Knowing that I used to go live on my iPhone 5S, and it's much older. It's much older than this phone. And back then, you could go live, you could stream, you could see the chat, you could do all of it. Nowadays, you know, you have a slightly older iPhone and you're limited because, you know, corporations and Apple themselves literally want to purposely make your older phones run even slower. And they do this on purpose for the most part, and it's a bit stupid when their newer, beautiful iPhones are an arm and a leg. They cost a kidney. You have to sell your kidneys to have, you know, the newest iPhone 17. And I've always believed in this. You don't need, you know, the top of the line equipment to get by on social media. You really don't. But I guess in my case, I'm proving it right now, you can't stream visually, I should say, on an iPhone SE Gen 1. So that's really cool. I'm already having a pretty bad day, so this is just even better. And yeah, so this is just awesome. But what can you do? I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry that this is literally just an audio only live stream. I'm shocked that it did this, but whatever. Pardon me being a little bit mad or angry. The last couple days have been a bit for me. And to kind of de-stress a little bit, I tend to go live, and I can't even go live right now. I mean, I am live, but it's not the same. I know you guys can hear me a whole lot better because the microphone on this older iPhone, comparing it to my newer iPhone XR, it's just miles better. It's more crystal clear, it's more crispy sounding, and that's one good thing. That's one good thing, but yeah, that's cool. I see people joining and leaving. Welcome, and Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's doing better than me currently right now. Hope you guys just having a good one. And all apologies, guys, for not going live the last 3 to 4 days. I think it's been 4 days now. Yep, life is ramming me a little bit, but it's okay. These things happen. Just got to get through it. Just got to get through anything that you are dealt with, and it's all a test, you know. It all is a test. It's basically just God throwing things in your way or towards you, you know, in your direction, and just to see, you know, where you're at in life. And some are a bit really, really severe, and some are mild, some are kind of dead smack in the middle, you know. But this is it's part of life, and yeah. So I just wanted to apologize, guys, for not going live the last 4 days. Not many people have been in the streams anyway, but you know, I still feel bad not going live as much, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And sometimes I'm just not in the mood. I'll be honest right now. I'm not in the mood right now. I'm not in the mood at all to, gosh, please pardon the background sounds. But, yeah, just haven't been really doing well. But staying strong. But, you know, you can still be strong and still be sad, if that makes sense. You can still be mentally very, very strong, very capable of fighting through either nonsense or drama with a friend, or dealing with something behind the scenes with a relationship. And just as I've mentioned, I've said this day in and day out on my channel, as long as you are trying, as long as you are setting yourself and creating goals for yourself, I should say, good, positive, strong goals towards a much better direction, comparing to, you know, maybe in the past you've been through something negative, or you went through something that made you learn and made you want to strive towards something much greater, and a more positive aspect, or anything that's just more greater, that holds a whole lot more weight, a better example, you know, a better, healthier lifestyle, and yeah, and yeah, just hold your head up high, no matter what, guys, because happiness is not persistent or permanent. Happiness comes and goes the same exact way as anger or sadness or depression, or feeling scared or feeling anxious. It comes and goes. It's all the same. They're all different feelings, but they come and go in a very similar way. And yes, it all depends on how you look at these emotions. If you give in to them more consistently, or more easily, I should say, and you give in to these feelings and you're more emotional and you tend to be more depressed easily or easier than some people. Um, just create goals, create a ton of goals, realistic goals, and just work your way up. It's not as easy as it sounds. Obviously, saying it in word form and just verbalizing, you know, creating goals and being more positive and being a better person all around, being there for more people, not only for yourself but for your whole family, your whole circle. These things, just to say them, um, obviously, it's much easier than said. Or again, pardon background sounds. I can't help it. I live with other people. Hello, Richard. How are you? Sorry that you can't see me. I guess with this older iPhone, you cannot show yourself for some reason. Even if I flip the camera around, it's still black screen. So please pardon that. I'm glad you guys can still hear me, but I don't know. I'm kind of pissed off a little bit. Not gonna lie. All because of an older phone. I guess it just whatever. It's not as big of a deal that I'm making it out to be. So please, thank you for the like. Appreciate it. I forgot what I said. I was wondering. Yeah, I know. I was able to see myself before I went live, and the minute I went live, it just went black. Stupid phone. This phone came out back in 2016, so it is an older phone, really old, almost 10 years old. But you would think you could still have the visual aspect of the live stream, but I guess not. Noted. Now I know. Now I know. But I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, just saying I want to lose weight or I want to quit smoking or it's easy to just say it, but to really put it to use and to really do what you set out to do is a whole different beast, completely. And all of us know this, right? To say you want to be a better person versus actually doing it. But as I mentioned many, many times now, as long as you are trying, sometimes you're not getting what you want. Sometimes you're not seeing the results in your life that you want. As long as you are slowly progressing towards said goals, all of the goals, just keep on chasing them. Just keep on chasing them. And don't look back. Just keep on going. Just keep on going. You sound more upbeat than your previous live stream. I think I was in a better place last live stream, honestly. As weird as it sounds. But I mean, I was ranting about like having to delete like 85 AI covers. And I was just kind of like making a point in my last live stream because of how the YouTube copyright system works. It's kind of unfair. I believe it's a bit unjustified. I have firsthand experience. I've only had one. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump on to this topic because I mean it's my channel. I'm still gonna voice my concern over this whole getting your channel completely terminated only because of instrumentals from other people's work and music. Yes, I abide by YouTube's rules, but YouTube really needs to incorporate and morph into a better, fair system where when you get a strike on your channel, for one, you shouldn't You should only get a strike when you ignore said email that YouTube should send you before YouTube takes it in their own hands to delete the video and to give you a strike. When you have 3 strikes on any channel, it gets taken down completely. You lose all of your videos, you lose all of it. Yes, you could fight it, but most of the time you just don't win because it's small, you know, 1.8K subscriber channel versus, the whole Google world. You can't win. You can only win sometimes, I believe. Sadly. It's just the truth. And I believe, yeah, yes, I'm not talking about the crazy scenarios where people are uploading literal porn or videos that involve a child being abused. I'm only talking about the majority of videos, like, in my case, songs, copyright related use of a song, of someone else's music. That's what I'm talking about here. So I just want to clarify because someone could be like, well, Joe, like, what about this and that? No. I'm only talking about what I've been going through. Because, you go through it, and I know everyone on YouTube, like my friends, people who uploaded Buddy Holly AI covers, they lost their my one friend like about a year ago lost his channel, and he did what I did. He does what I do. I missed that one. Sorry to hear. Oh no, it's fine, Richard. It's fine. I'm gonna probably connect my phone because I don't know what I'm at right now. But yeah, so I believe when it's 3/4 of the time when someone uploads a song, reposts a song, or does what I try to currently still do, but I haven't been doing the AI covers just because I'm scared that I could lose my channel, a part of me. This is a part of me, and I'm gonna fight it if I would, somehow lose my channel because it's unjustly and it's unjustified, and I'll always be on YouTube, no matter how unfair I feel like I'm being treated, or what have you. But you are up against a corporation that really doesn't care about the smaller creators, I believe. They just care about money. They care about just that. Just the money, obviously, like most big heads and big corporations. It's just the sad truth, So here's what I would do if I worked at Google, YouTube. If I worked at YouTube, never will I ever, but this is just I don't even know what you call it. An if scenario. Get everyone to agree to this, and I know it can be done because it happened. This happened once on my channel. I'm gonna mention this and then I'm gonna stop talking about it because this is a completely different topic, but it is related with me having to delete 85 of my videos that I've spent hours and hours creating, and all because of the instrumental. It's not the vocals because they're AI, so that has nothing to do with it. It's not the visuals because it's all AI, has nothing to do with it. It's literally some of these songs that in the moment you can post, they say they're tagged as copyright, but it says nope. This will change though eventually. You just don't know when Sony or any other music label will hop on board and just flip a switch basically to have your video striked. But again, here's what I said this, I think. No, this was like a few streams before, yeah. When you are dealing with copyright issues with a song, YouTube should email you, and you have a 1 to 3 day window to delete the video before it gets taken down via YouTube. So then you uploaded the video, you should have the God-given right to then take it down if there is a problem. That's where I'm coming from. And that's more than fair. That's more than fair. And then if I would then ignore YouTube's, you know, rules, basically, if I would ignore the email, then they could take it in their hands to then delete the video and give me a big fat strike, you know? That's how it should work. That's how the system should work. Because this happened once in my lifetime, once back in late 2023. This happened one time only. Versus all the other, this is all the other, I lost my train of thought. I was referring to your late night. Yeah, I guess you could say I was beating myself up, but I was just in the moment kind of being truthful in my feels, you know. Sometimes I feel like it is appropriate to beat yourself up, not falsely, you know, not like over exaggerating, but being realistic with yourself. That's what I was trying to do, because I was just whenever, you know, I speak about myself, I'm still being positive about myself, but I don't want to lie to myself. You never want to lie to yourself. And I think what you're getting at in my last live stream, I did say a couple things where I do feel like when I'm heavily involved in a friendship or I'm around the same people, you tend to become those people, and sometimes the other person's attributes aren't positive. They're mean or they're hateful even. This is just this is like the serious side of it that I'm talking about. Just a little example. And I feel like when I'm around certain people, I feel like they morph into my brain, like parts of their attributes that I don't want, because I'm me. Like, we're all different. We're all created by God, you know. We all have different quirks and kinks and personalities and likes and interests. So why would I want to, you know, become someone else just because of the fact that I'm always there for another person? And lately I've been trying to kind of lessen that, trying to work on my life. It's hard to, because these people are still in my life, and I feel like if I don't show up for them, then I feel like, you know, I let him or her down, you know. But this is mainly just about a friend. This is about one friend, and it's, you know, their business and it's my business, so I'm not going to talk about it much. But this is how I feel. This is how I feel, and I never want to lie, and I feel like I lie to myself when I'm sometimes in the same room with said person, because you tend to, as I mentioned, kind of go with the flow with the other person to try to just fit in, to say or do something that you don't believe in, but you just do it to make that other person feel like, you know, you agree with something, or, you know, you have the same interests, when we are vastly different. We are vastly different. Me and him are vastly different. And sometimes, you know, I may beat myself up, but I don't want to lie to myself. I really don't. We all have these issues. Yeah. I know I'm not the only one. And I sometimes feel like, you know, I vent like it's all about me. But, you know, it is my channel, and, you know, I miss going live because I used to be like this. I used to be able to just, you know, admit when I'm being an idiot, or when I'm saying something that's out of line, or I'm trying to give good advice to uplift someone else. But you have to do it all. I believe you have to do it all in life. You have to say, even if it hurts, even if the truth hurts, you still have to say it. And I'm not scared of, and I'm clearly not scared because I've been talking. I've been talking day in and day out online, you know, for years and years. Not being scared to show even the bad side of me, the side that, I'm kind of embarrassed of sometimes. But that's just the truth. And, but yeah, where I was getting at last stream was just mainly me trying to put my foot down with hanging out with a friend. As sucky as that sounds, sometimes I need my own time, and I give a lot of that time to mainly one other person that I love, that I absolutely love, but I feel like it's hindering our advancement in life just because of doing the same old when I feel like we're much bigger and better than what we do on a every other day-to-day basis, that it just becomes stale and repetitive, and I just feel like we're worth more than what we do sometimes together in our life, and I want to focus on, my other, focuses. When you give a lot of your time to other people, even just one person, it eats away at you sometimes. And then sometimes when you feel like you want to say something or you want to put your foot down, you feel like you're being selfish because you want to, oh, I want to work on myself, But you have to. You have to work on yourself because I take the stance that my views are my views, others are entitled. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's just been on my mind. About a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I didn't talk to anyone. I still was on YouTube, but I had a rhythm, I had a schedule, I was disciplined a whole lot more. And it was only because I had little to no distractions, no external people in my life coming in and coming out, going in, going out. And it was lonely, but it was very peaceful. I was able to get in the best shape of my life a year ago. And this is my fault. This is my fault. Sometimes overly showing up for other people can hurt you in the end. And I feel this now. I feel it tremendously. And that's the thing. As I mentioned, a year ago, I spoke to no one. Only, texting, no video calling or voice calling or whatever. Just YouTube, me working out, me just kind of being comforted by what I wanted to do. So it was very selfish. But there was a lot of, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to be here for like 2 hours straight. And it's too personal that I don't want to get into it. But I needed to work on myself. And in the summer of 2024, I built myself up, not only physically, but mentally. Because I needed that time. As I mentioned, I needed that time away from people. I just did. I felt it in my soul. I had no choice but to. And in the end, while doing that, I did sacrifice a lot. I knew I was neglecting, a friend, and it bit me in the ass. It hurt me. because he was upset at me because of me not wanting to be in his life as much. And I guess I didn't verbalize why enough to him because he was still upset at me. And for good reason, too. I could not verbalize why I was partially not talking to him as much. And it wasn't more of a consistent hanging out, sleeping over, having fun like, we normally do. Like we do now, because, you know, sometimes you feel like you have to be there for people and to show up. And I will always do this. I will always do this. Because in life, you have to sometimes be there for other people. That's just the beauty behind life. You have to show up for other people sometimes when needed. When needed. But when you always feel like you're pushing yourself every other day to be there for a friend, you question, like, why am I really doing this? Like, why am I really doing this? And it eats at you. It can. And in my case, I think it's really starting to set in. It really is starting to set in. There's no words, it's just a feeling. Like, I was only trying to be a better person compared to a year ago when I was just working on myself and I wasn't talking to him as much. And now, the last few months of my life, I felt like I'm playing catch up with a friend. I'm playing catch up because of the time that we didn't have a year and a half ago. And yeah, that's literally what it boils down to. Just feeling like I let someone down, so I'm trying to make it up. I'm trying to redeem myself by being there and listening and giving little things of advice, even when I know nothing about some of these topics, but I'm trying. And that's all, as I mentioned, that's all you can do is try. Yeah, am I being hard on myself right now? Absolutely. Absolutely. And, but that's just the mood I'm in right now. So, but, yeah. I sometimes have a hard time verbalizing to some people, like, hey, bro, like, I need a bit of a break because, I am using a lot of my time to just hang out, or not even the time, but just the energy that I have. I get burnt out pretty quick, even with doing like small things. That's just me. I can't blame anyone else but myself. But to have people around you know your limits is so healthy. And sometimes I don't verbalize the limits. I just pretend like I'm happy, just to make other people worry less or question me less, if that makes sense. You put on a strong face, and you have to in life. You do. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But sometimes, you need to tell the truth. You need to be real and tell the truth. Because we all have our limits in life. You want to test your limits, but after the tests, then you know where you stand and what you are capable of and what you need to work on still, and your limits. And yeah. So test your limits, but then know them. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to get at. I have to go to bed now, Joe. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Your words, all of your words, Richard, I can't express in words with what you have done for me. So thank you so much, sir, and you have yourself a good night. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm sorry it's so late over there. Ah, gosh. UK times, huh? Yeah. But yeah, this stream will stay on the channel. Even I could be potentially um making myself look like an idiot just because I'm really tired currently and I'm not mentally the strongest right now, so I'm kind of vulnerable a little bit and just opening up maybe partially a bit too much online. And I know this. I'm doing this to myself, you know. So I can't act like a victim if someone would critique me. I welcome people who, you know, want to not just debate but add something to the conversation, like with whatever topic I bring up, because I am 24. You know, I'm very young. I'm not the smartest. I have eighth grade education. I dropped out of cyber school because I was bullied in physical, real school, in brick and mortar school. And that was in sixth grade, middle school. And then I transitioned over to cyber school. And cyber school was the worst thing to happen to me, education wise, because you don't feel connected. You're at home, they send you a laptop, they send you some books, and at least for me, I'm only speaking for myself, but I know some people out there who have done cyber school. It's not the same compared to I call real school. Even now, it's up for debate that in some states, uh, teachers are teaching things that maybe should not be taught in school, but that's not their fault. That's the higher ups, you know, that you could really get into it. And I don't want to because it's honestly pretty depressing. The school system, you know, is responsible for a lot of youth. And, you know, so, but I will say this. I'm off on a tangent, so guys, please pardon me right now. Again, I have said this day in and day out. Don't take what I say too serious or too heart because I'm currently not in the best mental state right now. I'm not having the best of days. I'm trying to. Still trying to find good in every single day, but you don't want to lie to yourself. You don't want to lie to yourself and say that you're doing good when deep down, you know, you want to scream or, you know, you want to cry or whatever. But this is completely normal. This is a part of life. This is a part of life. And sometimes life can really bring the best out of you or in the worst. But back to cyber school. I was in cyber school for a few years. I failed twice in cyber school. So that already in itself showed me, like, yeah, no. I was not interested. I was not fascinated by school even more. Yeah, so it set a little bit of a mark in my brain, really. But so 3 years of cyber school, I did. Quit, signed myself out basically when I was 15, I think. Yeah, when I just turned 15. You want a good piece of advice? Stay in school, even if you don't want to go. Like me, I cried every single morning because I didn't like going to a different environment. I wasn't the most social kid, even growing up. Go to school and stay in school. Because, and listen to your parents, you know, because chances are most of you guys have beautiful parents. And I have beautiful parents. And just listen to your parents. because they know a thing or two, and can sometimes be wrong, but most of the time they're speaking from a good heart, you know. So, but stay in school. Stay in school. Even if you're in cyber school, just get through it, because it's easy work for the most part. But you know, at least for me, gosh, it was boring. I thought normal school was boring. No, cyber school, boring. And I'm on my computer, on my real computer, I should say, my personal rig, um, like daily. But man, back then, I don't know what happened, but it did not click at all. Education with cyber school, learning via Skype. Back then, it was Skype, um, with teachers and stuff, and now it's Zoom, I believe, like Zoom or uh, Microsoft Teams or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, stay in school, even if you are sadly, or not sadly, but I say it because of my experience. But um, being in a real building, learning, connecting, socializing with your students and your friends and your classmates, it's so much better. It's so much better. Now, there are circumstances where it can be more beneficial. It just depends on the kid, the student. But for me, cyber school, even being antisocial, it sucked. Cyber school sucked for me. I had the worst experience, and but I wish I gave it more of a chance though. I wish I gave it more of a chance. 3 years was enough, but at the same time, being young, you know, not really knowing any better. Um, yeah. So stay in school, and yeah. What else do I want to really talk about? This is just weird that I cannot see myself. It's actually really enraging. Enraging, but maybe I should just end the stream. Oh gosh. But yeah, but what else should I say? Because I feel like this is more of like a negative type stream, but it's not meant to be. It's just whatever is on my mind. I'm just talking, you know, like every single other stream. Even if it's more depressing, it's just me being real. It's just me telling the truth, and you guys deserve real me, because I sometimes cannot put on a front. If that's what it, yeah, like a mask, and to just pretend like I'm goofy and witty and this and that. You know, I know I sometimes can be funny and goofy and witty, but sometimes having a serious moment, a serious heart to heart with you guys and stuff, and it's just therapeutic. Much, much therapeutic. It really is. And yeah, just whatever you guys are going through, because obviously, you know, I'm an open book on this channel. Um, I'm not advocating anyone to start a YouTube channel and just go live and to kind of do what I do, to just kind of pour your heart online and see if people react in a positive or a malicious, mean way. But be honest, be truthful. Even sometimes if the truth hurts, it's worth being honest. Just be true to yourself and love yourself and treat yourself. When I'm done live streaming, I'm just gonna relax and just treat myself, and to not worry about other stuff, other noise. You know, tune out the noise. Tune out the noise as best as you can. Whenever whenever any of you guys need to take a break for your well-being, for yourselves, because, if you're not right in the head, you can't be there or help anyone else out. You have to help yourself out first. You have to grind and boost yourself into strive to be a better individual for yourself, so that when you're better in your mind, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you can then be a much better person to other people, you know? And, yeah. So reward yourself after working hard, and take care of yourself, and to treat yourself, and just do all of that, or whatever you feel deep down you need to do. But just love yourself, guys. Love yourselves, and I think that's where I end the stream. All right. I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow, but no guarantees, no promises. But I wanted to go live, even not being in the greatest of moods, just because it's been 4 days. So again, I'm really sorry about that, guys, but you got to do what you got to do. And yeah, but thanks to whoever left a like. Thank you, two of you guys, one of you guys, for being in the stream. Thank you, everyone. And as always, hold your head up high. Keep on keeping on. And yeah, I love you guys so much. And thanks again for being on the channel. And more uploads on the way very shortly. I'm going to try my best, I should say. Keyword, try. And yeah, so. All right. Much love, everyone. Much love, y'all. And yeah. Bye-bye.